right, well, we are back, and my next guest is Jack Kanstul, and he is with Kanstul Music. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carol, and congratulations on 5 years.
Thank you very, very much. Now, let's talk a little bit about Kanstul Music and how long you've been associated with the music industry.
Well, my father got started in the music industry about the time I was born. You know, I won't say when that was, but it's been over 50 years.
Hear ya.
Yeah, and we were raised in Southern California, Anaheim, and the F.E. Olds and Son Company was in Fullerton, and it was right across the street from Fender Guitar. That's where Fender started as well. Mm-hmm. And so my dad, he learned from Mr. Reynolds, who went back even further into the industry, back into the what's called King Musical Instruments, which is still around today. And he learned the craft from Mr. Reynolds, and when Mr. Reynolds passed on, my dad took over the factory. So.
All right. Now, why did you start then Kanstul Music?
Well, I sold for my father from 94 to 96, and working for your father can be a challenge, you know. So it worked. I still sell for my father just on my own. But I saw a need in the industry. The way the industry is today, it's very big, like everything. And so the big interests control things, the big companies that have a lot of money. And it's hard to pull dealers in because these companies make it very good for the local dealer to do business with them. And my dad makes custom-made instruments, and they're the best in the world. Some of the best players in the world play them. So I saw a need to be able to get these instruments out to the players.
So who would buy them from you?
Well, we sell to individuals. There's a lot of serious, you know, a professional musician's always been a tough trade. There's a lot of good players today that do jingles and different things and play in a local area like Phoenix here, Portland, Oregon, or wherever. And they might work at Microsoft, but they play on the side. And so they have a little bit of money. They can afford a fine instrument, and they want the best. And also we sell to institutions such as like schools. Mountain Point High School out in Ahwatukee. They have a complete line of our marching brass, and they just got some concert tubas recently from me.
Now, let me just get out for your information, because there's a lot of people out there who are musicians and may not even necessarily play professionally, but have been playing for a long time, like to have a good stuff, like to jam somewhere, right?
And you're right. And that's what my dad used to always tell me. He'd say it's hard enough to play a musical instrument without giving a kid a poor instrument to play on. With a Kanstul at our entry level on, it plays great. It's professional quality. And I used to have girls come up from the band. They'd pull them off the flute or clarinet and put them on a middle voice horn for a marching band. They'd say, oh, we just love your dad's instruments. They're just so easy to play.
All right. Now, let me give out the phone number. It's area code 480-753-3468. And the website is Kanstul. That's Kanstul. music.com. Now, can they see your instruments on the website? Where are you located?
Well, we used to have a showroom. The economy doesn't allow for that so much anymore.
It's website-based?
Yeah. So what we do is we just do internet sales.
Okay.
We do a large internet sale. We sell all over the world. I've shipped horns out to most countries in the world. But they can see the instruments in action played by the players. If you go to my website, I've got YouTube videos.
Oh, that's very
cool. And it'll take you to YouTube, and you can see these guys playing the Kanstul horns.
All right, guys, write this down. This is very cool. It's Kanstul music.com. You can actually see some of these guys, these old guys that have been playing them for a long time.
Yeah, we've got players.
Like who?
Well, we have to be careful what we say here now, Carol, because
then don't say it. Just check it out.
Well, I mean, in the industry today, it's common to have what you call paid endorsements. You know, but you can hear the recording. Most of the L.A. studio musicians have a Kanstul or two in their arsenal.
Well, let me give out that again. It's Kanstul music.com, and the number to call is area code 480-753-3468. Now, I'm looking at one right now.
Yes.
It is really beautiful, and I want you to tell everybody what makes your instruments different than the other brands that are out there.
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. A brass instrument is different than a woodwind, because a woodwind is straight, generally speaking, except for the saxophone. It's tapered. The tapered tube is what makes it hard, and it's bent. So when you bend it, it changes it. Because on a flute, the sound waves are going down the same. As long as you cut the holes right and get everything lined up, you got a good flute.
One direction.
That's right. But with a tapered horn like this flugelhorn here, if you don't bend that right and taper it right, it's not going to sound right. And so my dad, he understands this thing very well. He tells me, you know, I've been doing this for 50 years, Jack. I'm still learning. But I think he understands it better than just about anybody alive today.
Okay. Now, you had also mentioned to me that what makes it really great, I don't know what it was the seam.
Oh, well, this particular horn here is used by some of the best players in the world, this flugelhorn. Par none is the best flugelhorn. But it's copper. And so it's a one-piece bell. One-piece bell is always better than a two-piece bell. And that's seamed down the whole thing. My dad seams it with brass wire instead of copper, so you see it. But he does that because it holds together better. Copper's very hard to work with. The industry doesn't like to work with it because it's so difficult to work with. But the sound is just unbelievable.
Well, I'm going to let you play a little tiny bit. You got to step
Okay,
back,
I'll
but
step
I
back
want
here.
everybody to hear this.
All right.
Might as well.
Okay.
That
Well,
is
anyway.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, I guys got to give out this information. It's Kanstul, Kanstul, music.com. And some of the most famous musicians in the world use these, and you can actually go on the website and see some of these guys playing on them. The number to call is area code 480-753-3468. Again, it's Kanstul, Kanstul, music.com. All righty. So then how does your one order then? They go online? How do they do that?
They could just
what happens
call
if they
me.
want to check it out?
Well, it's a personal business for me. A lot of people are surprised to find out they're talking to me when they call. They thought they'd be talking to some person taking an order. But nobody understands it better than the person whose name's on the bell. So when they call me, I deal with them on a personal level, and people like that personal service. You're dealing with the best, so you want the best service to go with it.
Okay, so again, that phone number to call would be area code 480-753-3468, and it's Kanstul, Kanstul, music.com, and you can even go on to that website and check it out and see some of the different players that have been playing them. And if you yourself might even be a musician that you want the best of the best, and that's Kanstul.
They're the best. There's no better. One person I can mention that plays the horn, because he's got buku money, he doesn't care. That's Herb Albert.
Oh, well,
he
there you
loves
go.
my dad's horns. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's on the website for the factory. Yeah.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
See? Now, do you give lessons at all?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I played professionally for many years. I had the opportunity to study from Pappy Mitchell, who was first chair with MGM. If you listen to Gone with the Wind, that's how old he was. He was playing on that. And then I also studied from Claude Gordon, who was first chair with CBS Studios. So, yeah, I like to teach. I like to teach the young ones, get them started right.
So let's talk a little bit about that. We have some time here.
Okay.
You know, you said that you also sell them to institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's talk about the young
Players.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how old are they usually when they start playing?
Generally speaking, with a brass instrument, you start them about 10 because they're still developing their
They got enough
teeth.
air in them.
Well, you know, and there's pressure coming up against the teeth. You can start a violinist on a violin at 3 or 4, but with a brass instrument, it's better to let the kid develop a little bit first physically.
Okay. And when you first start with them, what's it like?
Well, you know, you just say,
You gotta
can
get
you do
earplugs.
this? Do that in the mouthpiece and then do that in the horn, and pretty soon all of a sudden he puts this sound out that you don't want to hear, you know, but then you say that was a low C or that was a G or whatever note he grabs onto. You say, try to do that again. And you just keep doing it until you can grab onto that note. Then you go to the next note and so forth. And eventually they start playing some music.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, the number to call him is area code 480-753-3468, and it's Kanstul, Kanstul, music.com. Last final words.
Well, here's this little ditty. That means the party's over.
The party is over. You know, guys, they're absolutely the most beautiful instruments. I don't never normally see things like this in person. Very, very pretty. And anybody who's out there that's listening that might be a musician that likes the best, he's got the best.
Please give me a call.
The number to call him is area code 480-753-3468. Go on that website and just check out some of these famous people that are all playing Kanstul instruments. It's Kanstul music.com.